All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Tried our best to start on time, so we're pretty dang close in DeFi hours. But we wanted to jump on and do a quick live stream. A few different things we're going to hit today. This one is not going to be a long stream. We know that a lot of folks just can't sit around for 2 hours and watch a live stream. So we want to hit all the basics, kind of drop some knowledge on you guys. We've got some major alpha to share today. I'm giving away a $100 stake from a previous video. We're going to give away three $50 stakes to folks that are on the stream. So if you guys showed up early, you guys have a pretty good chance of taking home some capital. So that's good. There's a handful of things we want to discuss today, so we'll hit them one by one. I don't want to do all the talking here, so I'll give the opportunity to the business partners to chat as well. But as you guys know us. We've been in the space a long time. We've been in and out of all sorts of DeFi projects, created some of our own, had some issues, resolved some issues, all sorts of stuff going on. This is a project that we think is going to solve a lot of the issues that we've seen in DeFi, issues that we've had personally with on-ramping and off-ramping, all sorts of stuff like that. So anyway, 8-Bit Farm, you guys are probably already familiar with it. Many of you have already gotten in during the pre-sale. If you look here, we're still in the middle of the pre-sale until tomorrow night at midnight. So we'll probably do that in some sort of US time, probably Pacific most likely. So those rates are still going to be 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4 daily through the end of tomorrow. So try to get in early if you'd like to do that. And those are going to fall. A lot of questions have been around this. They're going to fall to 0.11, 0.22, and 0.33. So just to let you know, many of those questions have come up recently. So I wanted to clarify that right out the gate. Now, there's something that we want to make a very common theme in everything we do moving forward, particularly with this protocol, and that is under promise and over deliver. So we feel and have felt, and you guys definitely feel it too, that many devs in the space, many projects see a massive underperformance to what the expectations are, right? So we want to make sure that going forward, that is not going to be an issue, and everyone's going to be a lot happier than they have been in previous DeFi projects. So let's start out with hitting you with a little bit of alpha, a couple different things. If you guys go to 8bitfarm.online, go to your site where you've already likely deposited some investor funds, and you go to your farms, you will notice that the data is now populating. Rewards are live. So this should be fantastic for everyone. You can see your total investment, your current investment. You can see your unclaimed rewards balance. You can watch those take up in real time. So super happy about that. Rewards are on. Any deposit you make going forward, of course, is going to earn the rewards. And that's why you probably want to get into the pre-sale. So we scheduled rewards to turn on for tomorrow. We are under promising and over delivering and turning those on today. But what we decided to do is reward all the folks that got in early and were happy to just sit and wait and not really earn anything and support the project. And what we did is we backdated the rewards. So if you got in on day one, you got paid for all that downtime over the last roughly 2 weeks. So not only are we quote unquote turning the rewards on early for anyone that's getting in now going forward, but we also backdated the rewards. So if you're in the project, you should notice that you have rewards available and you can go in, you can cash them out. We hope that you redeposit them and continue to grow, especially with that 0.4%. But we wanted to make sure that you guys were hopefully pleasantly surprised by that update. So should be fun. So that's one little update that we have for you, and we got a few other ones as well. Let's go to the affiliate leaderboard. So the affiliate leaderboard is populating all your data. I know some of you folks have been taking your affiliate link and you've been sharing it around. Every time someone signs up under your link and say deposits $25 or $50, you will get that the equivalent in points. So you get 25 points, affiliate points, if someone deposited $25, 50 if they deposited 50, and so those will rack up. Those top 3 winners at the end of the month, they will receive their share of 0.25% of whatever was deposited into the contract. So 2.5%, sorry, that makes more sense. So if we get $100,000 in the contract, 2.5% of that will be set aside to dish out to first, second, and third place. First place gets that 50%, second place 30%, 20% on the third place. That will come in the form of a stake. So if you go show your link this month, at the end of the month, at the end of May, what we'll do is we'll say, okay, we'll take a snapshot. What was the balance at the end of May? We'll take 2.5% of that total balance. We'll divvy it up between the top 3 referrers, and we'll give them the stakes. So this was a misconception that came out on Richie's video kind of early. We wanted to make sure that we thought about doing it both ways. But again, under promise, over deliver. What we decided to do is not only will you get the rewards for the stake the whole time, at the end of that stake, you also get the money from the stake. So if you get first place this this next month for the month of May, and you take home a $1,500 stake, not only do you get the $1,500 that you can claim along the way, but you're also going to get the $1,500 at the end of the stake. So it's really like double rewards. And that's just thanking you for being in the protocol and participating and all that. So that'll be super helpful. Every month that resets. So if someone went super hard one month and you feel like I can't beat them, you can always wait until the next month and, be the next big referrer to get all those points. So we thought we'd gamify it a little bit, but it's not so overly aggressive that it hurts the protocol. We've seen a lot of protocols where it's like, 10, 15% rewards or whatever. It's hard to take that off the top and make it sustainable, especially if we're talking about non-degen rates. I mean, these are really good rates in terms of what you would get in, pretty much any market. They're not super degen rates, but as we've seen, there's no protocols that can pay out super heavy percentages over long periods of time. There's some sweet protocols that'll last 90 days and pay out really well, but then they crash. And if you got in late, you're burned. Since we are 100% external revenue, we got to choose sustainable rates that we can sustain over really long periods of time. And so that's why you're seeing the rates here. These are even pretty aggressive, 0.4% daily, doubles your money in 250 days, and you can literally set it and forget it if you want. So I've got more stuff for you. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions in the chat? And thanks, Michael Owens. Why don't you, let me throw yours up here. If you guys don't mind, smash the like button, get this out to as many people as possible. So thank you guys for showing up. There's not a ton of people here right now quite yet. And we're only giving away money to people that are actually on the live stream. So you guys got a good chance of winning some funds here in stakes. But if there's any questions in the chat, go ahead and ask them. I don't know if one of you guys, Lee or Unmade, if you guys want to jump in, if you guys anything you want to hit specifically before I start breaking some other things down.
Yeah, just want to say thanks everybody who jumped in on the pre-sale and got us to the 84k we're at right now. It's been great, which is why we've decided, like Scott said, turn the rewards on early, back pay everybody as well. But you've still got a good 24, nearly 36 hours of pre-sale time. So it's, if you can get, this is not financial advice, but if it was me, I had rewards to claim, I'd be getting a new stake made up while they're pre-sale rates to get that really juicy. On the 0.4, you're looking at doubling your money. So, even a $50 stake is $100 back at the end. So it all pays up now to get those stakes in now and then just ride it out, ready to get your big payday.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. And then Lee, let's have you, several people have asked about what specifically we're farming. And I know I've told a handful of people, hey, we'll talk a little bit about our positions and what we're doing and what our strategies are. What we won't do is share really minute details of exactly what our strategy is, because folks will go out there and just try to steal those exact strategies. And obviously they're kind of proprietary to us and the algorithms that we're designing around them. But if you don't mind, would you just hit folks with a high level overview of how we're keeping that LP health and the liquidity level in a safe space?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep. Good to go.
On mute, Orange disappeared. Yeah, so firstly, thanks to everyone for being here and thanks for investing in money. We appreciate it. And adding on to Keith's point, concurring with it, obviously, me personally as an investor in this, not financial advice, obviously, I'm constantly restaking, even if it's it's $10, $20, because in 250 days, when I've kind of sort of, forgot about my investment, I'll have a nice little pot to scoop up. So it's like a mini lottery for myself. So obviously the claim button is there for you to do absolutely anything with. There's no limits in terms of, with some ROI apps, you have to get to, 3 days and 6 hours before you can do something, or you have to do something in 2 days. Otherwise you stop building up rewards. There's none of that. So that's bullish. But in terms of the LP point, how can I put it without sort of giving away too much? So obviously that the LP health level bar at the bottom is a summary for you as investors to see how we're performing on a daily basis. Now, if I take, for instance, a position on the SUI blockchain, there's a number of pools that offer stable-ish rates. Okay, so if the LP pair, whichever it is, let's say SUI USDC, it's semi-stable, has some volatility because it's a crypto token. So let's say the LP value goes up, then obviously we're all happy. We're still in range, but our tokens are gradually being sold out into the stable coin. That's where you incur impermanent loss. So what you have to do on a managed position is you have to look at the opportunity on whether to compound the earnings back in, because you've got your fees that are coming out the back end. That's what she said. And you can get those fees, pair them up again, build them back into the position so that you've got SUI tokens for the people who want them on the buy side. That's easy enough because the money's going up, so you look like a genius. Where it becomes a little bit more sort of difficult and decisions have to be made, and when you're talking a lot of liquidity in a particular pool, you have to be very, very careful, because what's happening on the downturn of a market is that people want your USDC from the pair. So you are constantly buying back SUI from, as a liquidity provider, you are providing the SUI token for those who want to buy into the USDC side. So before it gets too ropey, what you have to do is look at the chart, have an understanding of trends, have an understanding of how charts and fundamentals of the token work. Then you have to make a decision. Do you let it drop out of range, wait, see if the market recovers, you don't incur any rebalancing fees or anything like that, and you sort of decide, well, I kind of want to be back in range. We don't do that. We let it breathe, see what's going to happen, and if we feel there's an even bigger downturn, that's when we might rearrange to start scooping some of the fees back. So to make it a bit more basic, because there's probably some people that don't know anything about LP farming, it's all about balance and decision making and sticking to the strategy, because we don't provide liquidity into any pools with low liquidity, risky tokens, meme coins, degen APRs, or anything that we're not fully believers in. So there's 5 key points there that are very, very important. If we get converted on the downturn all the way into SUI, yes, it sucks that our LPs are a bit down, but unless we lock in that sell, we're not locking in impermanent loss. We haven't lost anything because we're not selling anything, which is why it's very important to spread the risk across a number of pools and across a number of chains and across a number of tokens, because then the impermanent loss that you might be feeling that you're suffering on one chain, you're not necessarily going to feel it on another. So for me, there's a balancing act, pun intended, where not to panic. If you're in that LP position, you shouldn't be in an LP position that is crap, that you wouldn't, for instance, there's meme coins that offer 16,000%. Yeah, that's great. But the fees for the day are like $20. So you're not getting anywhere near what you think you are, because liquidity's low, token's volatile, and you're going to lose your backside on it. So the main strategy for us is being consistent, sticking to a strategy, sticking to the plan, and being very sensible when it comes to the LPs and the pairs that we choose. That's a basic summary.
Perfect. Thanks for covering that. We have the really added benefit that a lot of these positions, we have a few positions, right? We've seen some other folks who like farming have, 25 positions. We don't feel like that's the best strategy for us. We roll between 3 and 5 positions, just depending on exactly what's happening in the market and everything. And again, like he said, it's really easy to get extremely high APRs on 2 trash tokens in an LP pair. We stay far, far away from that. We would much rather average a lower and consistent percentage over time and be sustainable than we would trying to chase these super high APRs and APR hunts. So we're always working on trying to find the right pairs and just making sure it's got that nice rich balance of decent payouts, decent yield, long-term upside. So we believe in the tokens, and then kind of how we I guess calibrate that mix is really the secret sauce for us. So we do that. We've got the added benefit of the fact that they're in the UK, I'm in the US, and we've got a special shared wallet that we can rotate out and manage our positions in. So overall, we feel like we've really dialed in a good mix here to be really profitable long term. We've been testing separately for many months. We've been testing with pooled liquidity that we put together from our own personal funds to make sure that this concept works for 3+ months, 4 months. So we know the APRs are reasonable. And for the folks who don't understand exactly really how farming works, it's down markets don't necessarily mean that the farming doesn't work, right? You're going to get fees on the way up and fees on the way down. It's really about managing those prospective ranges correctly and having additional liquidity on the side to buy the dips and all that. So anyway, that's all part of the secret sauce, but just wanted to give you a little bit of recap on there because I know people are going, wow, how are they really making money? How does this work? And it can be a little bit complicated. It's not necessarily super fun to do yourself, but we've got a nice recipe that works well for us. So, rest assured, your funds are in good hands, and the system is working exactly like we expected it to. So super happy about that. Hopefully you guys are as well.
Yeah, that's the added benefit as well. Like you said, we've got a side bag, which is profit that we've taken from tops. Because if, for instance, we like I say, we always hold coins that we believe in. So when there's a market pump on a coin we've got on the side, we don't mind selling some of that token into USDC to top up rewards, for bonuses, for competitions and stuff like that, because farming is just about staying in range, not panicking, and being strategic. So we've got money on the side to buy the dips because they're tokens that we would buy anyway because we're bullish on them and think they've got long-term upside, especially into a bull run. And we've also got USDC or T on the side across multiple chains to deploy wherever we feel necessary. And yes, that is a decision-making process that we take. We're not into doing votes and polls and all that kind of stuff. For us, it's a case of, if you believe in the project, you believe in us, you have to allow us to do it. Now, the reason we kept the fees to zero, because there's obviously position managers out there, which you can obviously use, but they come with caveats that you don't know the team, you don't know the protocol, you don't know the system, you don't know the strategy. So it's all about, for me, a lot of it's about trust. So it really is a case of, like Scott said, we have back tested every scenario, even doomsday scenarios in like the last bear market. We did some tests on the numbers. And even remember, in a bear market, it's not red all the way down. I feel like people have got PTSD from, I'm going to say it, from things like Drip and ARC, where we believed in the green candles were coming. Some days they did, some days they didn't. Whereas your blue chip sort of tokens and the very high liquidity ones that we're talking about, in a bear market, there's always fees on the downside and to the upside. So it's super bullish. It's a very, very good concept. And without the back testing, obviously we'd be saying, well, could it work? Well, the reason we worked out the pre-sale rates, the no fees in or out, and the referral system was all based on lessons learned from us in the protocols we've been in, wanted to get in because they look cool, but just didn't have a certain mechanic. And I think that we've married all those together to not only protect our liquidity, but yours too.
Yeah, definitely. I want to hit this because we've got at least twice as many people on. Some folks weren't here at the beginning. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I lost my screen somehow. Sometimes you move things around and it literally takes every single thing off screen. So give me 1 sec. Okay. Wanted to touch on the fact that at the beginning of the call, we dropped a bunch of alpha. First off, rewards were scheduled to go live tomorrow. and we're tired of over promise, under deliver in DeFi. We want to switch that around. So not only did rewards go on today instead of tomorrow, but we also backdated anyone who got into the project early. So if you got into the project 2 weeks ago when we first started the pre-sale and you were one of the first folks to jump in, you started earning rewards right at that point. So your money did not sit idle. It was working for you the entire time. And that's just us saying thank you. We realize that DeFi has all sorts of issues and no protocol is perfect. None of ours have ever been perfect either. So it's not like we just, have always had it figured out from the beginning. But one thing that's always been true about us is we're always just trying to come back to the drawing board with the solution to anything that needs to be fixed or reiterated. So this is a really solid solution for us. And I think it's going to be a great solution for you to make funds and everything. So rewards are on. You guys should have money populating in your accounts. If you've made a deposit, it's in there and you can go in and claim. We'd love it if you guys redeposit and help build up this TVL, but also if you want to take some profits, that's totally cool too. This is very much a set it and forget it type protocol. So, I've got my family and my dad and everything in here. So it's not like anything. I put a ton of my own money in here. And I will continue to do so. Obviously, I would only do that if I believed in the project. So I want to make sure that everyone also understands how we make money. There's no deposit fees. There's no dev fees. We don't get any fees whatsoever. The only way that our team makes money is if we outperform the liability. So if our liability is 0.4% per day, we only make money if we can get it to at least 0.5, 0.6, whatever. If not, those funds, if we have a down week, would come out of our treasury war chest, our personal funds, to pay you guys out. But due to all the back testing, we're quite confident we can continue to pay that out. We've been performing well over that 0.4% range. So we should be fine. We'll make a little bit of money on top. And so it's all 100% performance based, which we feel is really the right way to do it, especially in a protocol like this, where it's all real world revenue, where it's not, there's no Ponzi-nomics involved. So the dev would have to shave funds off to even make it worth his time. In this case, we don't need to do that. We know that we can outperform the percentages that we have stated here based on our back testing and our data. So, you guys deposit, you can come back in 250 days if you want and take your double up, or you can continue to compound on the way. I did some math. I'll share a video here soon with a spreadsheet and everything that discusses what if you do every other. What if you deposit $10,000, one day you claim, one day you compound, one day you claim, one day you compound, and how much you'd make. It's 150% plus the additional amount back or whatever. So it's pretty solid in terms of what you get as far as your yield. So super excited about how that's all going to work out. Got a question here. I want to answer this. So is the food vans adding money to the project? So they are. Part of the issue with the whole food van concept is when we originally started that idea, we had absolutely no issues on ramping money. Since then, regulations in the UK have completely tightened down, and we struggle to on-ramp money from the UK on a regular basis, and in some cases off-ramp money. So it's become very difficult to do a real world business to a crypto business and transfer money back and forth, which was the full intention of that. Hey, let's run our business and do whatever. So anyway, that was super complicated. I'm having more and more issues on ramping, even myself in the US. So the whole concept of this is let's just try to keep everything on chain going forward, right? So any money we can get on ramped from the food truck business, we're going to do that. That's going to help pay back Foodtopian investors and get that all cleared up, which, by the way, in 4 weeks will be all caught up. Those balances will be paid, and we have some major alpha to share for those guys on the Foodtopian side. So if you're here from Foodtopian, you're just kind of waiting for an answer there. We've got something big coming for you guys. We don't want to announce it quite yet, but it's pretty much 100% baked. So we will figure out exactly what we want to do with the food truck company. We feel like it's harder to run than it is going to be to run this. So we may make some shifts and try to figure out how to maximize leveraging the food truck business how it is now to roll it over and maybe invest all of that, figure out how to roll out of that maybe and invest all of that into 8-bit. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add, Lee.
Yeah, so basically you said it all, but the most important part is getting the Foodtopian people amalgamated with 8-bit and paid. And we, like, I don't want to say too much, but we've only got a few minutes, so we're not going to go down that road. But that's a whole stream for itself, and it's going to be one you do not want to miss. So be sure to tune in that day. In terms of the on-ramping, I shared all the screenshots in our community. A couple of Fridays ago, I tried to on-ramp some money to test putting into the Foodtopian vaults. I tried $900, $150 and $250, and both of my accounts, one is with Monzo. I don't mind sharing this. It's more doxing, but one is Monzo, one is Revolut. And firstly, Monzo totally froze my account. This was on a Friday evening and said, we'll deal with this on Monday. Suspicious activity. Even though I've bought crypto on these accounts before, perfectly fine. They totally froze my personal funds, which pays my bills. It's what my wife uses to do the shopping and buy the kids' food. So we were left up Pooh Creek without a paddle. And then I went to trusty Revolut, who I've never had a problem with. Slap bang, wallop. They froze my account within seconds. And it took me about 9 hours of being in live chat. So anyway, long story short, off-ramping has now started to be an issue. So I can't even get my profits off, although that is an issue that's a lot easier to deal with than the on-ramping, because the regulation at the moment, I've shared all the screenshots and links, is becoming a major problem. So it's something that we absolutely want to try and transition out of, but we're only going to transition out of that when the strategy is in place, which is what we're going to talk about in a few weeks. So just hold on tight, join that show, and listen to what we've got to tell you.
Yeah, good update. And not to beat a dead horse, but I'm having the same problems over here. These guys know I've been sharing constant information with them. I moved some funds around to on-ramp money and got my bank account locked multiple times through crypto.com. I've gone through Spritz, had some issues with that. Funds were returned. I had to pay a bunch of fees. I had to go through Coinbase to on-ramp funds. They took a major fee, and then I could only on-ramp it into one type of currency. Major drawdown in that currency over a couple, over a few day period, which essentially left me at a loss. Then Coinbase locked my account for 60 days for any withdrawals. So I had to take my money back out of the account, get it to anyway. So just in on-ramping my own funds, I lost, I forget what it was, $6,000, probably more over this few week period of time, just getting money on ramped, trying to make sure the
7,100 yours is in total.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So anyway, this is the type of stuff that's really frustrated us and kind of pissed us off, frankly, with the food truck business as well, is we're trying to transfer money back and forth via wires from UK to US. And so not to beat a dead horse, but it's a giant pain in the ass, and we're looking forward to everything being on chain. So that's why we went this route. That's why the food truck business, hasn't been, that side of it with the DeFi coupling hasn't been as successful as we wanted it to be, but this is the solution. So, hopefully you guys understand that. Hate to go into too much detail and bore everyone, but hopefully you guys understand that, I guess you just, like with any business, and particularly with crypto, you just run into these unforeseen brick walls, and some people give up. And, in this case, they would take your money and they're out from the protocol. They figure they hit a dead end. And some people reiterate and try some new things and develop. So what we've tried to do, and Keith has been spearheading this, we've tried to develop our way out of the hole. Right. So how do we figure out how to fix the issue with the development? So that's where we're at. But don't want to make this stream too long. Before I get into giving away some money, because thank you guys for all joining, we're going to give away a total of $250 today in stakes. Keith, do you got anything you wanted to add to that?
Like we said, on ramping is almost impossible. I can see like not in the chat saying about Company House and stuff, the issues we've had with Company House even to get stuff done and moved around. It has been absolutely ridiculous. I don't said short streams, so we're not going to go into it, but yeah, it's not been fun. Yeah, this is, like we said, this is all on chain. The plan is this is going to solve a lot of problems from one centralized location instead of having lots of things floating out everywhere. It'll all come very clear in a few weeks what the full plan is, but for now, this is just like, this is here now. It's paying them, we're farming the money. You know, the TVL balance you see here, it's being farmed. It's all being moved around. There's money being made, and you know the vaults are full to pay you guys, and you know the vaults will continue to be full for this because we haven't got the on-ramp issue because the funds are being made in the DeFi space on the blockchain and then just moved to this contract to be able to pay people out. So, you know, we haven't got the on-ramp issues with this, which is going to be great moving forward. And obviously to keep you guys, keep all your my farm balances rolling and making money.
Real quick, I got somebody saying Coinbase, use Coinbase in the chat. Let me just give me 1 sec. Let me log into my Coinbase account and I will share the screenshot with you. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Send crypto. Here you go, guys. This is what it tells me. So on-ramped, felt pretty good about it. And let's see if I can share this since it's only shown the tab. How do I do this? I wish I could just post it and post it in the chat like I normally do. Yeah. Let's go. Make sure you guys can see this little screenshot just to show it's not. Where's my screenshot? Show window. All right. This is what Coinbase sends to me. So if I try to send any funds off Coinbase right now, as a precautionary measure to protect you against potential loss, we have limited your ability to send crypto until June 29, 2024. Please try again after this date. So this is the type of stuff we're dealing with on a regular basis. To protect me, they locked up my funds. And yeah, right when I onboarded them, major drawdown in the market, which took a big chunk of that capital. I figured I would leave it there to see if it bounced back because I didn't want to lock in that loss. But no, multiple down days, ended up freezing the funds. Only way to do it was to take it back off, incurring additional loss because the fees are crazy expensive, and then on ramping again via another method once I got my bank account unlocked, and then incurring additional fees there. So again, beating the dead horse here, but this is the type of stuff you deal with when you're dealing with banks and stuff that they just it's ridiculous. Once things are on chain, life is great. You know what I mean? You can move things around. I can send $1 million to Lee if I want to in 2 seconds.
Yes, please.
With just some
where's
chain.
mine?
couple dollars, you know. But if you're trying to do anything in banking, right, major delays and all that type of stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the fun part of this protocol.
Yep.
The point of going down that long road is we're solving all those issues over the next few weeks. Futopian set up. We're just about to launch Meta Angels, so you got a nice little kind of play to earn game that's going to go along with that. We've got this amazing protocol that is very set it and forget it. If you just want to deposit funds and then come back in a week or two and claim your funds and either compound or take profit or whatever, we wanted to make it as simple as possible because a lot of protocols are a little too complicated. So it's live. You've been earning since the day you staked it. You just didn't know it. We're live for rewards today. So anything forward is going to get this percentage. Pre-sale is going to end tomorrow night. We'll say 12 p.m. We'll say midnight Pacific Standard Time. So try to get in your funds before then. And yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else I didn't cover, but let's start to throw some money at you guys if you're good with it. First off, my admin used the randomizer and picked a winner from my recent video. So I announced in a recent video that I was going to give away some funds, a $100 stake to a random commenter This is who it was. This is the wallet. It looks like Michael Garrett is the name. So I'm going to go in and do that now, and it's going to give you the ability to see the gift stake process. So right now I've got this $100 stake that I created. It was stake 15. I'm going to give that one away. Here is the wallet address minus all these spaces.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I just want to touch on the gift stake.
Okay.
So the whole DAP obviously is based on external revenue, but we know from our own experience that everybody loves an ROI DAP, but what nobody loves about an ROI DAP is the sustainability. So we felt that we needed to give the people a sort of a taste of the good old days when we used to love coming in and claiming, but without all of the underlying fixes that we thought could be made to A, fix DeFi, and B, be a better project. Now, with the gift stake, think of that as, we were talking in scenarios when we were setting it up. If you think of like the holiday season and birthdays and anniversaries and Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, bonfire night, whatever. This is such a cool way to be able to, if you've got the ability to give back. So we don't take 10%, like airdrops. We used to love doing airdrop streams and stuff like that. So the gift stake part of this protocol is very, very, very powerful when it comes to not only us as content creators, also you in the chat. You've got great relationships with each other. You can run your own competitions and league tables. It's up to you to gamify it if you want. But for me, the power of being able to gift someone who's helped me, which I need to up my gifting game now that we're live. There's so many opportunities for me to say, you know what, that person's really helped me this month doing, unpaid work in the chat, moderating, sharing the streams, liking the streams, being a good member of the community, which is what it's all about. The last couple of years have been a very, very rough time for us all in DeFi. And I think with the fixes that we've made, just small tweaks, the no fees, no dev fees, no starting wallet, no sort of aggressive referral system, no airdrop tax, no transfer, all of that stuff. It's simple. It's USDT in, USDT out. Groundwork hasn't been simple right up until this live stream started. With 1 minute to go, we were still hammering Keith to get, what's this? What is that? What's this update? What's that? And the poor bloke hasn't had a minute with us because we are very intense. But also, our side relies on getting the information out there while Keith's in the dungeon, locked away, doing his thing. So what I'm trying to say is it really, really is a case of us trying to be the better people in crypto. We've never hidden. We've stayed current. We're always on chain. And we've seen dApps that may have been bullish to some people in the start. They've had problems with similar problems to us. There's ROI dApps, there's real businesses, there's all sorts of stuff out there. And people have just disappeared and just said, oh, well, we can't do anything about it. We sat there agonizing on how to fix what we think the bad parts of DeFi are. And here we are, all three of us on camera again, apart from, I'm not showing my camera because I'm in the living room and it's a mess. And I've got kids running around. So I just think that the gifting of the stakes is something that was super important. It doesn't benefit us at all to push any of these narratives. That's the whole point of it. Technically, if we had $1,000 in this or $10 million in this, we only get paid if we get to, if we get a lot of money come through in TVL, great. It's because it's great for you. We have to perform for that to even start trickling any money towards us because we're not taking any fees from it. And I just think adding these sort of free features, if you like, gives you as investors the opportunity to really use the system from top to bottom. And I'd like to thank Keith, Scott, and all of you for being here and making a dApp that I'm proud of. And it's been a while since I've been able to look at a dApp and think, you know what, I love this. I really, really love it. And I can't even think of the bullishness that's going to happen when SwapX launches, because we're going to integrate with that system heavily. And we believe in that project so much that just think us three are all founders of quite a few NFTs. So if you think of the hidden liquidity that could be passing through both projects in the near future, then I'm telling you now, it's bullish, and that's why we've always stayed true and loyal to our friends over there at SwapX. And I just think we're at the time where we've hit it smack bang before the ball run. We've got good partners. We've got super friends in crypto. We could make phone calls right now to a number of people who would give us advice or assistance, and that is the power of being loyal and true men, which is what we are. And that's a really bullish thing. So yeah, I'm very blessed to be a part of it. Might sound cheesy, but it's a fact.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. It's pumped. I think we're pumped, and I think the TVL is going to pump. Everything's going to work out really well with this one, and I can't tell you how excited I am for SwapX to launch, because like you say, there's going to be some integration there. There's going to be plenty of farming we can do over there. If you're an NFT holder, the more farming and transactions that happen over there, you're actually earning those founders fees as a reward. So major bullish. Awesome. So I think we can probably cap it off there, besides giving away some money, because we wanted to keep this relatively short. I'm trying to keep this to 20-30 minutes, and we're good talkers, so that's how it goes. But how should we do this? What do you guys think? Should we pick a number between 1 and something, have stuff throw in the chat, the closest ones? What should we do? Should we spin a wheel? How should we execute this? What we're going to do is we're going to give away 3 $50 stakes. And I want to do it as smooth as possible.
I do like spinning wheels, but that was so 2022.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you, man.
Cheers, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Let's do. I don't know. Why don't we do? Let's do a little quiz. And gets the first person to answer right in the comments or something gets the first stake.
All right, you come up with a question. You come up with a question. Yep.
Okay. All right. What are the name of the 3 factions that are going to be in the Meta Angels game? First person to post all 3 correctly gets the first $50.
And I'll throw another question out so they can. Hang on, we'll do that one first. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll give it a quick second. People are racing to the Meta Angel site right now.
I should have set it down for a second, shouldn't I? Take it down for a minute.
I'll give you a hint. One of them's Viper. Throw that out there. Give somebody the edge. What are the 3 factions on the new Meta Angels game? Whoever can throw those in first.
Everybody's left.
Vipers is a start. That's a start. I might have given you that one just now, live on camera. Do me a favor while we wait for these to come back in. Vipers 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that won't work. That won't work. What are the three names of the factions?
Okay, I'll give you another hint. Another one's called Hellfire. You've got 1 to find now.
You've only got 1 to find. Whoever can post the last one in there first.
The last one in there, yeah,
takes the funds. What's the URL address, Keith?
We're gonna have to do it, aren't we? Let me just post it. It's metaangels.online, but there's like a line in between Meta and Angels.
Oh, riders. All right.
Yeah. There's one more. I'll take this $50 myself then, I think. No one wants it.
My question's even harder. It's a goodie, though.
Outlanders.
Yeah, Mark gets it.
There we go, Mark Bowles.
You gets it. No, we got it. I got DSW.
Yeah.
You got it first on mine. On the chat. Who's got it? Who posted that first?
Oh, DSW. They came at the same time. Nice. That was close. All right. DSWYC, post your wallet address. We're shooting that over. Lee, what's your question, bud?
Okay, because I like math so much, The number 1
out.
to 1 million. There is one number which is the highest number in that range that doesn't have an N in it. N for November. What is that number?
What? What is the
From number
highest
1 to
number?
1 million, what is the
Okay.
highest number from 1 to a million that hasn't got an N in it when you spell it out?
I'm not
It's not
Googling,
8.
honestly.
And it's not 88. You got one choice left.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, there's only one choice left. It's not 8. It's
Not 8, and it's not 88.
The highest number, buddy love.
Yeah, the highest number.
So even three would beat your 2.
It's not 8, and it's not 88. There we go. Residual Master's got it.
888. There we go. The highest number, because anything above that would be 1,000 and have an N in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Residual Master, go ahead and throw your wallet address in. DSW, don't forget to throw your wallet address in. And I'm going to ask one that's a little bit easier because it seems like we've been racking people's brains on this. So is that hopefully everyone's ready for this. Type in the chat. You got to type the full name. What is your new favorite protocol in DeFi? Go. There's only one right answer.
And it's not subjective, it's fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Enhance. Nice. Crypto
Oh, Mark
Watcher
missed out
with the win.
twice. Yes, on both times.
Crypto Watcher with the win. Good job. She got
Cool.
8-bit farm, man. They all came in at the same time. All right.
And remember, we'll do these on multiple streams. Whoever streams, whether it's me, Scott, or Keith, we'll do these.
We'll kick out some
regular.
funds.
Yeah.
We'll
And I've
cross.
got another one, and I've got another
Yep.
one. We are real close to 100,000 in that contract. If we can hit 100,000 before pre-sale ends, at, what did we say, midnight tomorrow night?
Yep.
We say midnight tomorrow night. Before midnight tomorrow night, what we saying Pacific time, yeah? Midnight tomorrow night Pacific time. If that hits 100 grand, I'll personally give away $100 stake to somebody like who would work out a way to do it. But if that's $100, it's been a long day. If that hits 100 grand, I'll do a video and we'll give away $100 in that video.
Well,
I haven't
Lee
done
and
a
I
video
will,
in ages.
Lee and I will both match it. Lee and I will both match it. So if that hits $100,000 by midnight tomorrow night Pacific Standard Time, $300 stake goes to somebody.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Does that work? Hopefully
Yeah,
everyone is
works.
enjoying this process. Again, we're going to continue to under promise and over deliver from here on out. It's just what you guys all deserve and what DeFi in general deserves. So this should be a really solid protocol. Thank you guys for just taking this ride with us. We will copy these addresses down, and I'll have Keith send over the stakes, and that way they'll be in there. You guys can jump in, claim your rewards. You guys just saw me live on camera while Lee was over here blabbering. Claim my rewards. I said that gift stake. I claimed the rewards that I had available. I went back in. I invested the stake, used the referral address, and then created this new stake that's in here for this $560. So it works. It's nice and smooth. The stakes that you put in, have them be even dollar amounts. As you can see, they're all even. The contract doesn't like the cents right now. We'll figure that out. On the compounds, the contract didn't like the cents on the compound. So unless you happen to have an even number, it wasn't really liking it. So we just removed that button for now. You're basically just cashing out and creating a new stake anyway. That's all the compound function does anyway. So anyway, let us know if you guys have any other questions in the chats and stuff in our personal Telegram groups. But we plan on, again, under promising, over delivering, and thank you guys for taking this ride with us.
Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it very much.
Awesome. All right, my friends, we will see you guys soon. Thank you guys for joining the stream, and happy investing.